Useful and unobtrusive.
Since the dawn of the James Bond films, and most probably before this, we have been obsessed with wearable technology. So where will this end up? Will wearables be part of the skin, like a smart tattoo? We'll get there, but first, what are smart wearables? Smartwatch. Possibly the most popular item in this list. They are similar to fitness trackers, but these are used in a more casual setting throughout the day. Of course, there are crossovers, and we'll get into that. Smart jewellery, such as rings or earrings. Hearables. Earphones that can do so much more than play music, like hearing aids and bone-conducting headphones. Smart clothing. Smart shoes for running and trainers for gym goers, jackets that fit your size and dry after it rains.
Drying mode on.
Well, no, still waiting on them, but there are yoga pants that can monitor your daily stretches or whatever yoga types do. Wearable cameras. These attach to your head or part of your clothing or body, like GoPros and action cameras and eyeglasses with cameras in. Fitness trackers. Possibly the most commercially successful out of all these categories, these watch-like devices provide motivation for millions to get healthy, such as Fitbits and Garmin. Smart glasses. Spectacles that deliver VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, communications and other real-time feedback. But who remembers Google Glass? Implantables. Did you know that pills have already been created that offer health monitoring from within the body? News to me too, but there are obvious in-body smart devices like pacemakers, defibrillators, insulin pumps, and the list goes on and will continue to grow in this affable medical sector. But for this video, let's keep it to smart watches in particular. The other items listed will be in future videos, so subscribe now so you don't miss out on future episodes. So where it all began. Around 800 years ago, the birth of the eyeglass was documented by the Italians. Glassblowers would make lenses of different thicknesses based on rudimental vision testing. These lenses were set into wooden or leather frames, mostly used by monks, and then, over time, the affable and more open-minded European set. The wristwatch is another obvious example of an early wearable technology, as large clocks were refined into something people could take with them everywhere. However, in the age of computers, wearable technology started its modern journey in the 1950s, only a few years after computer technology itself became established. With the technology already so advanced with the inclusion of heart rate monitors, forms of ECG, pedometers, physical activity trackers for running, swimming, cycling, etc., sleep monitors, what else could be added to these devices to make them so much more compelling? 5 years. In 5 years from now, what will be included in the device themselves, as in no help from accessories? Blood pressure monitoring. This is beginning to come to the fore with these devices, and if they are not already added, they absolutely will be. This feature is already in some wearables, but this apparently is still being tested with the various big name companies, which means that it will be widespread probably in the next generation. But what is needed is the time to develop a more accurate and consistent result for the user. Body temperature levels. Again, companies have been working on this for years. Fitbit Sense includes a feature but is not widespread. There are third-party apps and subsequent accessories that can do this, such as ThermoWatch Plus, TicWatch GTH, the Amazfit GTR 2E, so we expect this to come widespread imminently. This will help with things such as menstrual cycles, and maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to take a reading of your current body temperature. Yes, again, some watches already have an EDA sensor, but taking a person's body temperature accurately is still a little ways off. Car crash protection. Already in many smart watches, this will be rolled out as standard. They will link in with emergency contacts and emergency services, a bit like new cars do now, but this will be smarter and will be able to give a summary of vital statistics of the individual or individuals immediately post-crash to emergency services, meaning the emergency services can prioritize call-outs and duration. Body mass index. Already in some smartwatches like the Samsung Galaxy Watch, this will become more widespread with all manufacturers as it will be key for health tracking. Better integration with your doctors. From ECGs being automatically sent to your doctors and or insurance providers, which may or may not be linked with your premium, how much you work out and how much you are active will directly affect your premium. Note, this is already being implemented by a few providers and insurers, but this will become more and more commonplace. Water intake. Although in most smartwatches currently, it will be a more upfront feature on all smartwatches, and it's apparent how important it is to keep hydrated. Stress detection. By keeping a record of your electrodermal activity, your watch will be able to inform you that you are in a stressful environment. Panic attack detection. By constantly checking blood oxygen levels and heart rate, this will help the watch in determining if the user is hyperventilating. Battery. A reliable 72 hours is the goal for battery chemists and software engineers. Overall, with all these features incoming, there seems to be an obvious trend emerging. The trend of your smartwatch being used for preventative health measures rather than monitoring and reactionary. 10 years. Blood sugar levels. Now, by the nature of reading blood sugar levels from skin penetration, this will never be as accurate as a true dedicated reader. If they decide sodium levels are aligned to blood sugar levels, they will likely read sodium levels. Low sodium diets have been linked with increased insulin resistance, a condition that causes higher blood sugar and insulin levels. This may lead to type 2 diabetes and other serious diseases. Battery. Smartwatch batteries can typically last 3 to 4 years with an average charge cycle of 450 to 600 cycles. The more you use it and charge it, the quicker it will deplete. That is the lithium-ion trade-off. However, battery technology development has rocketed in the past 10 years thanks to electric vehicles, portable devices and other gadgets being commonplace. However, there is progress with battery chemistry at a molecular level. Being able to make the molecules 5 times denser due to nanosheets or nanomaterials. Solid state also has been touted extensively, delivering even more density. However, there is another option that has been around for a few years now, the kinetic system. However, due to size limitations, the battery tech will likely be integrated into more fitness trackers rather than the more casual watches. Regardless, the goal is up to 10 days minimum of normal use in the real world, batteries up to 28 days in a more relaxed setting. Inbuilt cameras. Seems impractical, but bear with me. This is not necessarily for wrist selfies. What it can be used for, I surmise, is to scan foods, labels, barcodes, even predicted weight of food. And if opted in, it will give you a nutrition plan or at least a basic statistical analysis of what you are holding.
A milky bar contains cocoa butter. Given your intolerance, you may want to avoid it.
Wearables have now attached themselves to the lives of tens of millions of people all around the world, and we only see this rising. As technology improves, so will the function of wearables, but also the ramifications of these devices. Health and well-being are often overriding factors in their evolution. The contact with the skin is essential, but what happens if wearables are part of the skin? We are yet to see smart tattoos, but this is the next dimension of smart wearables. Only time will tell. But I can absolutely imagine a Raspberry Pi type device attached to you, which is then linked with a conductive tattoo. So what do you think? Am I barking mad or have I missed something obvious? Do let me know in the comments. I love to hear what you have to say.